All right, we're going to breeze right through these. These are my final predictions for Oscar nominations that will be released this coming Tuesday. I'm not going to deliberate about what the guilds did, what the critics did, who got snubbed, who's in, and that whole bit. I'm really not going to deliberate that because the Oscars are supposed to set, this Academy is supposed to set itself apart from everyone else and pick the best of the best, to nominate the best of the best. And when 50 years down the line, when those audiences and those movie lovers and cinephiles look back on the films from 2022 that were nominated by the Academy, are they going to be proud? Are they going to be excited about these films? That's what the Academy does, or is supposed to do. It's supposed to nominate the best of the best. And so these predictions are what I feel were the best of the best and are deserving, and I think likely to be nominated because they set themselves apart from all the rest. So let's just jump right in. Let's begin with Best International Feature. Bardo for Mexico. All Quiet on the Western Front, Germany. Argentina 1985, Argentina. The Quiet Girl, Ireland, and Decision to Leave, Korea. RRR is not here for Best International Feature. I would have selected that, but it was not submitted, so that's why it's not here. Next category, Best Adapted Screenplay. Let's jump right in. Samuel D. Hunter, The Whale. Noah Baumbach, White Noise. Guillermo del Toro, GDT's Pinocchio. Jenny Slate and others, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Chris McQuarrie and others, Top Gun Maverick. Those are the writers who deserve, in my opinion, to be nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. Next category, Best Original Screenplay. Jordan Peele for Nope. The Daniels, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Ruben Östlund, Triangle of Sadness. Charlotte Wells, After Sun, and Todd Field, Tar. I believe that those are the best of the best, and I have read these screenplays. Breezing right through. Next category, Best Animated Feature. GDT's Pinocchio. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Wendell and Wild, Turning Red, and Apollo 10.5. Now, I know Apollo 10.5 is a long shot, and I know Wendell and Wild, that's a long shot too. But these are beautiful animated features. I know that everybody wants Puss in Boots to get in there. Sure, okay, maybe it is going to be nominated. I'm hoping for the best of the best. Wendell and Wild is beautiful. Apollo 10.5 looks groundbreaking. It's nostalgic. It looks beautiful. So I believe that the Academy should pick these 5. Next category. Best Original Song. Natu Natu from RRR. Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick. Ciao Papa from GDT's Pinocchio. Lift Me Up from Wakanda Forever, and long shot, Stand Up from Till. Don't hang up. I know what you're thinking. Where's Taylor Swift? Where's The Weeknd? Where's Drake? Where's Selena? I get it. I really get it. Those are huge names and are likely on the minds of these voters. However, they weren't even my 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Here's the thing. They're great songs. Sure, they're great songs. New Body Rumble was my 6th. I think because Stand Up is one of those Oscar baity titles, and Jasmine Sullivan, who's less known than the others, has this like soulful rendition of this song INT'L. I think that they may be inclined, looking at the title, to say, let's nominate this. And I'm really hoping that she gets a nomination to add to her Grammys. Next category. Best Supporting Actor. Kiwi Kwan, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Barry Cogan, The Banshees of Inisherin. Brendan Gleeson, The Banshees of Inisherin. Mark Rylance, Bones and All. And Brad Pitt, Babylon. I know what you're thinking. Where are the Fabelmans boys, right? Where is Eddie Redmayne for The Good Nurse? Where is Brian Tyree Henry? Yes, they were fantastic, but they aren't my 6th, 7th, and 8th, really. Mark Rylance was a masterclass in Bones and All. His performance was chilling, and he had a fantastic year in 2022. He gave great performance after great performance. I believe he belongs here. And Brad Pitt, Babylon is one of my favorite movies of the year, and Brad Elizabeth Pitt kills it in Babylon. He really shows that he is one of the best actors of this generation, that it's not just his beauty, but he can deliver, and he delivers in Babylon. And I think, again, when we encapsulate 2022, who were the best of the best? I wouldn't remove Barry Cogan. I wouldn't remove Brendan Gleeson for the others. I wouldn't remove them for any of the Fabelmans boys. I wouldn't remove them for Ben Whishaw. I wouldn't remove these 5. And I believe that Sir Anthony Hopkins, what he does in Armageddon Time and what he does in The Sun, were two of my favorite performances of the year. If I were to remove anyone, I'd put them in. Like, it wouldn't be the Fabelmans boys. I wouldn't replace them with any of these 5. If I had to replace someone, they would be replaced by Sir Anthony Hopkins, who I think gave fantastic performances in those 2 movies. And I believe what Ashton Kutcher does in Vengeance is fantastic. Like, my favorites of them all don't include the Fabelmans boys, Ben Whishaw. I think they were great, but we had a year. Next category, Best Supporting Actress. Angela Bassett, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Stephanie Hsu, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Carrie Condon, The Banshees of Inisherin. Hong Chow, The Whale, and Dolly DeLeon, Triangle of Sadness. I'm swinging for the fences. I believe that Dolly DeLeon will be nominated for an Academy Award on Tuesday morning, and she will become the first Filipino ever, first generation Filipino, ever to be nominated in an acting category for an Oscar. I believe it's time to make history, to break this glass ceiling, and what Dolly DeLeon does in Triangle of Sadness deserves to be nominated, and I believe that she will be that glass ceiling breaker on Tuesday morning. Hong Shao, the scene stealer that she is, gave us a great 2022. I am looking forward to what she has next, and I believe she belongs here. Now, everyone and their mama believes that Jamie Lee Curtis belongs here. Is she great in Everything Everywhere All at Once? Sure. But Stephanie Hsu has the most memorable scenes. She has the most memorable scenes. So I believe that she kind of supersedes the performance of the legend Jamie Lee Curtis. Will you likely hear Jamie Lee Curtis's name called on Tuesday morning? Sure, absolutely. But I believe that these were the 5 best. Sure, She Said's missing. Women Talking's missing. Sure, I know that they're missing, but I think they've lost a lot of steam. I think it's too late for them. And we may see Michelle Williams called in the category she didn't want to be pigeonholed in. We may hear her name also in Best Supporting Actress. I just don't think we're going to hear her name in Best Actress. But this is the list This list here is what I believe deserves to be nominated on Tuesday morning. The final 4 categories. Next category, Best Leading Actor. Brendan Fraser, The Whale. Austin Butler, Elvis. Colin Farrell, The Banshees of Inisherin. Diego Calva, Babylon. And Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick. Not the list everyone else has, but Diego Calva, what he does in Babylon, he deserves to be here. What Tom Cruise does in Top Gun Maverick, not only does he deliver a great performance, but he delivers one of the best sequel performances ever. He revitalized a film, a classic film that was 30 years old. So again, we're encapsulating 2022. And when you encapsulate 2022 and you look back at this film 30, 50, 100 years from now, this will be one of the best. He does all of his stunts. He encapsulates what an actor, not just an action hero, not just what an action star is, but he encapsulates why all of these actors become actors, to entertain the audiences. And I believe he deserves to be here for that alone. Could I sit here and make the case for Daniel Kaluuya Tom Hanks in A Man Called Otto, Paul Mescal in After Sun, Bill Nye in Living? I could make the case for them, but I would struggle to remove any of these leading actors from this list. Next category, Best Leading Actress. Cate Blanchett, Tar. Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Viola Davis, The Woman King. Margot Robbie, Babylon. And Danielle Deadwyler, Till. I can read your mind. You're saying, where's Michelle Williams? I just don't think that the Academy, the noms-coms, are going to submit or cave to her hijacking Best Leading Actress category. I just don't think they're going to do it. And where's Ana de Armas? Okay, she's picking up steam for her role in Blonde as Marilyn Monroe. I wouldn't dare put her on my list. Where's Emma Thompson? Where's Olivia Colman? I wanted Olivia Colman here, but I wasn't going to sacrifice Danielle Deadwyler. I think what Olivia Colman did in Empire of Light was fantastic. I loved her performance, and that's one of my favorite movies of 2022. But I can't remove Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie was in some really stinkers these last couple of years, particularly this year in that awful movie, Amsterdam. It was awful. Sure. Forgettable. Sure. She should have never done the movie. Absolutely. But then she comes back swinging in Babylon. She has never been this good. She deserves a nomination. She deserves a nomination. A lot of people didn't see that movie. Babylon is one of those movies that you're going to remember down the road. Her performance is going to be one of those, when people start seeing this movie, people are going to be mesmerized by how great she is in the movie. I think she might be one of the surprises, and I'm hoping so, because she's never been this good. Even I thought she was good in I, Tonya. She has never been this good. She deserves to be here. What a competitive year. I mean, the actresses really delivered. We had some great performances. Greta Gerwig in White Noise. She was great in that film. Jennifer Lawrence did great. Naomi Ackie did good. Of course, Jessica Chastain, Andrea Riseborough, Emma Thompson, Sigourney Weaver in The Good House. That movie was so good. It was just poorly marketed. Anne Hathaway in Armageddon Time. Anna Jock in The Nanny, Keke Palmer in Nope, Dakota Johnson in Cha Cha Real Smooth. We just had a lot of great performances from actresses in 2022, but I wouldn't remove anyone from this list. I just wouldn't. Next to last category, Best Director. Todd Field, Tar. The Daniels, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Joseph Kosinski, Top Gun Maverick. Damien Chazelle, Babylon. And S.S. Rajamouli, Rise, Roar, Revolt. Okay, where's Steven Spielberg? I know. But Steven Spielberg, The Fabelmans just wasn't told theatrically. The story didn't fold like cinema. It unfolded like a miniseries. It felt anthological in a way. It didn't resonate with me the way it resonated with, these people who are going to be nominating, him as Best Director. It just didn't. And if we're honest with ourselves, this film does not. If you built a canon and said a time capsule, if you built a time capsule and put 20 of Steven Spielberg's greatest directed films in that and encapsulated it, The Fabelmans would not be one of them. Let's be honest. It would not be one of them. This is not his greatest work. It just isn't. Does it tell us how he came to be the greatest filmmaker of all time? Somewhat. Somewhat it does. Is it told beautifully? It sounds beautiful. It looks beautiful. It just isn't his best. And I think the nomination is more legacy than it is the work, in my opinion. Where's Martin McDonagh? Sure, The Banshees of Inisherin is a good film, but no one's pointing out the glaring editing issues. It has editing issues. I have Todd Field here because it's as if he measured every shot. This film is so beautiful. He belongs here. The Daniels, what they did, it's as if they created a new genre. It's such a beautiful film. I wouldn't remove him. Joseph Kosinski filmed these shots as if we were in the cockpit with Tom Cruise, with that character. Like we were in the cockpit. He's one of the reasons, like Tom Cruise, that I went to see this movie 3.5 times in the theater. That's directing. I didn't like La La Land, but if I just saw this movie and identified it as Damien Chazelle, this is why they become directors. This movie, Babylon. Okay, so where's Sarah Polley? Women Talking didn't do it for me. And this would normally be the kind of movie that I respond to. It was a dud for me. And I think Charlotte Wells' film resonated with me more for After Sun. I think that resonated more than Women Talking. It might as well have been a play. I felt nothing. Gina Prince Bythewood did a great job in The Woman King, but there were editing issues too. There just were. If we're honest with ourselves, Matt Reeves deserves to be here for what he did with the Batman, and Robert Eggers deserves to be here for what he did in The Northman. The Northman was my favorite movie of 2022. It is a travesty that he isn't even in the conversation, but that ship has sailed. I think what Jordan Peele did in Nope is great. The only issue is that you have to see Nope twice to really get what's going on, because there's so much to miss. But I love that he, in many ways, created a new genre of horror, a subgenre of horror, and I think he did a great job. Will he be nominated? Not likely, but it's one of my favorite movies of the year, but I did have to see it twice to really grasp it, and I suspect that many others will have to as well. But what S.S. Rajamouli did, making this Tollywood, this beautiful spectacle, this Tollywood movie mainstream, like worldwide, I think what he did deserves a nomination for Best Director. So instead of my selecting a woman director who deserves, there's a deficit of women who even get nominated in this category. And I think, again, Charlotte Wells did a brilliant job and deserves to be here. But S.S. Rajamouli does too, and I give him the edge because of his, not only is it a great film, I think it's a great film and it's brilliant CGI, but it also is just brought an audience to this film that would normally respond to Tollywood or Bollywood or Asian or Indian movies. And I think, again, that deserves to be pointed out. It deserves to be celebrated. And I believe that he is deserving of a Best Director nomination for this year's Oscars. Final category, Best Picture. We are guaranteed 10 slots. Here are my 10 predictions for Best Picture. All Quiet on the Western Front, Rise, War, Revolt, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Top Gun Maverick, Tar, Triangle of Sadness, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, The Fabelmans, and Aftersun. I know Avatar, The Way of Water is not on this list. Pinocchio, that could squeeze in here also. I wouldn't replace any of these, but I do miss Hill, Bardo, Decision to Leave, but I would not replace those with Glass Onion. I wouldn't replace it with Women Talking, and I wouldn't replace it with Avatar, Way of Water. I think this list is solid. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much. I certainly appreciate you, and I'll see you on Tuesday.